Have you ever wanted to just tighten up a little bit around the neck, maybe look a little younger by tightening that skin around the eyes, but you don't have the desire to do an invasive procedure or the time to spare for recovery? Well, in this week's edition of Monday Makeover, style contributor Christine Fellingham speaks with Dr. Julene Samuels about the Profound, a much less invasive way to tighten that skin around your face and neck. You won't believe her patients' reactions when they see their results. Check it out.
Hey, Christine Fellingham here, and I'm back with another Monday Makeover. I'm here again with Dr. Julene Samuels, who's going to talk about an amazing non-surgical transformation that she performed on a patient's face and neck. Dr. Samuels, welcome. Thanks so much for being here today. Can you tell us a little bit about why Sandy came to see you?
Okay, this is a good story. Sandy is in her early 70s, and she came to me initially because she wanted to look younger, and she mostly was worried about her facial and neck aging, but she had a medical history. So she knew that she wasn't a great candidate already for a facelift, eyelid lift, and brow lift. And actually, she had planned to have surgical procedures done, but then thought better of it. So she came to see me. And the reason she was concerned is she was 72. She'd had a stroke a year before, and she was on blood thinners, actively on Coumadin. So she knew that her risks were a little higher, and she was a retired nurse. So when she came to see me, I didn't really think that she was an excellent surgical candidate, or really that that was her only option. So I talked to her about other options, and we settled on microneedling with radio frequency. And we did a profound procedure of her forehead and her full face, including her neck, and she had a tremendous result. Profound is long pulse microneedling. It's different than any other microneedling on the market because of that technology. It's the only long pulse technology on the market, which means that the heat delivered at the tip of the needle, 67 degrees Celsius, 3 to 4 seconds length of time of that temperature on tissue, is what causes the magic. So after a single profound treatment, all patients get 5 times the amount of elastin in the skin and 2 to 3 times the amount of collagen and hyaluronic acid. And when you see her before and after, you'll agree it was probably the right procedure for her. A lot of patients will tell them from clinical trials that we expect 35 to 40% of a neck lift result, but in the before and afters, you can see she gets a lot more elasticity back in her skin. And we all thought it was a home run, and easily more than 40% of a neck lift.
Okay, so we have those before and afters, and we can see that those results were just incredibly dramatic. And again, firming and tightening is something you usually associate with surgery. So
Right.
You got these results without surgery. So what was her reaction when she saw it?
Well, it
When she
was
saw
really
how
funny. Yeah, it was great. We were standing in front of the mirror together, and I had been so impressed by the loss of elasticity that she had in her neck. I was a little worried that the technology wouldn't be good enough for her, and I was concentrating on the results I achieved in her neck and in her lower face, which you can see are awesome. And she was looking at her upper face, her forehead and around the eye area, and she was blown away. And so I said, well, gosh, look at all this nice tightening we got. And she still has a little bit of platysmal bands that she knew I could only fix with surgery. But she said, but Dr. Samuels, look at my eyes. It looks like I had an eyelid lift and a brow lift. So we actually now kind of call it a profound brow lift in case you're only doing parts of the face. You don't have to do the whole thing. You can do regional treatments. So for me and for my patients, I think it's a great alternative if they're not interested in facelifts. Some of my patients say I would never have a facelift, but I would do that because they don't have to have anesthesia. They have topical numbing, injectable numbing. We use nitrous oxide by Pronox, and they're healed in a week. So for her, that really fit the bill because of her medical history as well.
Well, they're healed in a week, and you do this all in your beautiful offices, right? Am I
Right.
correct?
So she's awake and talking to us the whole time and doesn't recall it being a difficult procedure. And the recovery is only 4 to 5 days of some swelling. The skin surface looks fine unless you add a laser to that, which you can. So the downtime is very doable compared to that downtime of a facelift or the price tag of a facelift.
Now, Dr. Samuels, one of the reasons you get such great results is also because you teach other doctors to use this procedure. Is that correct?
I do. I actually have had this technology over 6 years. So we have 6 year results now, which is really great because the technology is about 7 years old. There's a lot of clinical data now supporting it. The device is made by Candela. We're a center of excellence for Candela. So we do a lot of teaching here in the office about technique and, how to get these great results consistently, so that we can tell our patients we see 100% of our patients having response. There's a little bit of a variable response in terms of the degree of improvement, but everybody really does respond. So that's one of the reasons we do the clinical teaching for Candela. We have 4 of their devices, and we've done clinical trials for all but one of them. And Profound is one of the ones that delivers the more consistent results. We also have one of their microneedling devices called Exceed, which is microneedling without radio frequency. So there's no downtime for that. It's faster, it's cheaper. It's done in a series of treatments you do 4 treatments, one every 2 to 4 weeks, and there's less than 24 hours of downtime. So that's an advance of what the viewers would know as a collagen pen. It is actually the only FDA dual indicated device for acne, scars, and wrinkles. And we might actually cover that in a future segment, but it is no radio frequency, so that's why there's no downtime. It is more of a tone and a textural improvement, not so much skin tightening. With Profound, we can tighten skin, we give dermal volume, we do get a tone and textural improvement, and I can also use it to melt fat in the jowls or the neck, and therefore use it for contouring. So they're different.
Well, we are so lucky to have an expert like you in our city. We really are. And we're lucky to have you with us here today. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your incredible story and your wisdom. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. And if you know somebody who would really love a makeover, please go to the Great Day Live Facebook page and share their story. We would love to make them our next makeover.